This is the history of the search for the legendary City of Gold. In the annals of exploration and myth, few legends have captivated the imagination as powerfully as that of El Dorado, the fabled City of Gold. For centuries, this myth drove explorers to the ends of the earth, seeking unimaginable wealth and untold glory. This is the story of El Dorado. The myth of El Dorado originated in the early 16th century with the arrival of Spanish conquistadors in South America. The term El Dorado itself means the golden in Spanish, referring initially to a person rather than a place. According to the indigenous musica tradition in present-day Colombia, a newly crowned chief would cover himself in gold dust and then dive into Lake Guadavita as part of a ritual to honor the gods. This ceremony, first written about in 1638 by Juan Rodriguez Fraile, helped to ignite further imaginations and led to belief in a city made entirely of gold. However, the quest for El Dorado began in earnest as early as the 1530s. One of the first known expeditions was led by Spanish conquistador Gonzalo Jimenez de Quesada in 1536. Quesada set out from Santa Marta on the Caribbean coast and trekked into the interior of what is now Colombia. His arduous journey led him to the Musica people, but instead of a city of gold, he found a civilization rich in emeralds and other treasures, but devoid of the legendary Golden City. Simultaneously, other explorers were drawn to the myth. Between 1531 and 1537, German conquistador Nikolaus Federmann embarked on a similar expedition from Venezuela, though he too failed to find El Dorado. His travels contributed to the growing body of European knowledge about the vast and mysterious South American interior. The most famous expedition of this period was that of Gonzalo Pizarro and Francisco de Orellana. In 1541, departing from Quito, Pizarro and Orellana ventured east into the Amazon basin. They endured severe hardships, including food shortages and hostile encounters with indigenous peoples. The expedition eventually split, with Orellana continuing downriver to become the first European credited with the discovery of the Amazon River. Despite the monumental achievement, El Dorado remained elusive. The lure of El Dorado persisted through the latter half of the 16th century. In 1560, Pedro de Urcia led an expedition down the Amazon, which ended in mutiny and the murder of Urcia by his lieutenant, Lope de Aguirre. Aguirre's subsequent reign of terror and the declaration of rebellion against the Spanish crown became a notorious episode in the annals of exploration. In the 1590s, Englishman Sir Walter Raleigh, seeking to rival Spain's wealth and power, embarked on his own quest for El Dorado, and in 1591 he would encounter Antonio de Berrio, the then Spanish governor of Trinidad, on his third expedition to locate the Golden City. Raleigh would take Berrio's entire force hostage, and for the next 4 years the two would proceed up the Orinoco River with Berrio as guide and hostage on an expedition in search of the city. Upon their return to Trinidad, Berrio would be freed in exchange for some English prisoners. Raleigh's expeditions to the Orinoco River in present-day Venezuela were driven by tales of a golden city situated in the highlands of Guyana on the shores of Lake Parime. Though Raleigh never found El Dorado, his detailed accounts, although notably embellished, were published in The Discovery of the Large, Rich, and Beautiful Empire of Guyana in 1596. Keeping the legend alive in the public imagination. By the 17th century, the myth of El Dorado had become deeply entrenched in European consciousness. Despite numerous failed expeditions, the allure of a hidden city of gold continued to spur exploration and colonization efforts. Throughout the 18th century, the legend of El Dorado gradually shifted from a tangible goal of exploration to a symbol of unattainable wealth and human folly. The scientific advancements of the Enlightenment era began to challenge and debunk many of the fantastical elements of the myth. Although the allure of hidden riches continued to inspire adventurers. Today, the story of El Dorado serves as both a cautionary tale and a cultural touchstone. In Colombia, Lake Guatavita, the supposed site of the gold dusting ritual, has been partially drained several times in attempts to recover the treasure. Most notably in the late 16th and early 19th centuries. Though these efforts yielded some artifacts, they never uncovered the immense wealth described in the legends. The legend of the City of Gold has traversed centuries, evolving from indigenous ritual to a symbol of human ambition and avarice. While the city itself remains a myth, its story continues to resonate, reminding us of the profound impact of myths on history and the enduring human quest for the extraordinary.